Physical and Chemical Changes in Properties video project by Jonah Jeffries. What is a physical property? A physical property is a characteristic of a substance that can be observed without changing the substance into another substance. One example of a physical property is the melting point of a substance. What is a chemical property? A chemical property is a characteristic of a substance that can only be observed by changing it into a different substance. One example of a chemical property is the ability of a substance to burn, for example, flammability. What is the difference between a chemical property and a physical property? The difference between a chemical property and a physical property is that a physical property is a characteristic of a substance that can be observed and measured without changing the identity of a substance, while a chemical property is a characteristic of a substance that has to change the identity of a substance for it to be observed and measured. What is a chemical change? A chemical change is a change in which a substance is changed into a different substance. One example of a chemical change is baking a cake. It's a chemical change because it's producing a new substance, and that new substance cannot go back to its original substance. What is a physical change? A physical change is a change in a substance that does not change what the substance is. One example of a physical change is when people slice bread. Slicing bread is a physical change because when you cut the bread is still the same substance. Nothing changed about it. The difference between a physical and a chemical change is that a chemical change forms or creates a new substance when you try to change the substance. It also has different atoms after you make the new substance. While the physical change does not change it to a new substance when you try to change the form into a new substance. And it also has the same atoms after you create that new substance. But it can go back to that original substance. The end.